Hey horror fans, and welcome back to October Horror Fest. Today we're going to discuss another cult classic that has a loyal fan following, the Slumber Party Massacre. The film was a low-budget horror film made on a budget of just $250,000. The film features a simple but effective story of girls at a slumber party being stalked and killed, trapped in the house, but with a new style of killing, the drill. The film starts showing the very intriguing house where the story will take place. We see a newspaper landing saying mass murderer 5 Russ Thorne escapes. Trish, who is 18-year-old, is left alone as her parents go away and is throwing a slumber party. She goes to school, Jeff flirts with a phone repair woman, and after not being successful, he and his friend walk away and she gets thrown in the van and is killed by a long, large drill. After basketball, the girls are finished showering. They discuss inviting the new girl, Valerie, to the party, but Diane is not nice and well, things don't go well. One girl forgets a book, which is very unfortunate, and as the group walk by a dumpster, we see the first victim in the dumpster dead. Linda can't get out of the school and is attacked by the killer, and after a chase, she hides, but he sees her blood trail and drills through a door and she screams. Though the fourth film called Cheerleader Massacre, she apparently survives, though we were sure in the first one she was dead. Trish gets home and hears someone walking around, and we see someone walking around, and she runs to the front door, but it was her neighbor and he was just checking on things. The killer stalks and sees the first two girls arrive. They bring booze and bud. The girls hear something in the kitchen and along with creepy music discover a cracked coffee pot on the stove and get startled by Diane in the window. Next door, Valerie and her younger sister Courtney hang out alone. Valerie goes and fixes the garbage can and sees a swing that's swinging when it wasn't when she first came out, and runs in. The guys spy on the girls and watch them change. Diane gets firewood and gets startled by the neighbor who killed snails with a meat cleaver. She goes back in and he's killed. Trish shuts the window and sees a man outside and finds a bloody doll. The girls listen to Diane on the phone, then the power goes out and they check and get startled by the guys. Jeff gets a black eye. Valerie gets jumped by Courtney over words. Diane and her boyfriend make out in the garage, but Diane goes in to tell the girls she'll be back in a while. Diane discovers her boyfriend is dead when his head falls off, but the girls can't hear the honking because of the blender and Diane is killed. The two guys and Trish get the shock of their lives when in one of the most famous horror moments in horror movie history. They open the door and the pizza guy has no eyes and falls dead, and they drag him in and slam the door. They hang up stupid them and call the operator, but the killer cuts the line. Both guys decide to go for help, and well, unfortunately neither has a happy ending. And one even managed to get out of the car trunk and back to the house, but still meets his end. Valerie, looking for her sister, knocks on the door, walks away, and the killer takes her place, and Jackie opens the door and meets her end. The killer goes stalking, and Valerie rechecks the house, and the girls are afraid to answer, and she leaves. The killer comes in through the window. After a good fight, Trish gets out of the room, but Kim unfortunately does not. The killer can't find Trish, who hides creatively, and Valerie and Courtney check the house again, and as they leave, Courtney opens the fridge door and gets the shock of her life. And ironically, the film's crew promised they wouldn't touch the kitchen during the shoot. Courtney screams and runs, and Valerie sees and screams as the grandfather clock makes its noise. Valerie hides in the basement, and Courtney under the couch, and the killer hides the pizza guy and takes his place. The gym coach arrives and gets in a fight with the killer. And Courtney and Trish lend a hand, but the coach unfortunately is killed. But Valerie comes out of the basement with a machete, chases the killer and cuts his drill in half. Then cuts off his hand and slits his stomach, and he falls in the pool. He gets out and attacks Valerie, and Courtney and Trish try to intervene, and in the end, Valerie finishes the killer, aka Russ Thorne, and the movie ends with the three girls traumatized and sirens heard. This film is very entertaining and is a good quality horror film considering the horror film craze of the 1980s. This is also one of the few horrors with mostly female dominance type film. This film has a loyal cult following and is worth getting. Please tune in tomorrow to discuss another horror related topic. This is the Entertainment Wizard, signing off.